Now, speaking about getting the people going on the weekend special, we always honor such incredible people when it comes to impacting the culture, right? And today is absolutely no exception. We have somebody that I've told you about since 3 o'clock hit. I was super excited to have her in my presence. And let me tell you, when she walked in, Ronaldo even honored her by giving her a bow. He said, "I cannot let you go on without me saying, welcome, Miss Shudufhadzo." It's so lovely to have you in studio, Shudu. Thank you so much for joining us. And I can't wait to get into conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. I was saying, I think this is my first time on Good Hope. I've never been to these studios, so I'm super excited.
What an honor to have you here. I'm really, really excited to chat to you a little bit more about what your CV is looking like right now, because it's been 3 years since that incredible moment happened, and we whoosa'd with you as you stood on that stage, you know, grabbed the ears, massaged them, made sure that you're taking in that moment, right? And it's been a great time since then. You've added so many things to your CV, including author, including entrepreneur, which by Issa Rae's definition means I did that ish myself. And I'm really curious to hear how your life is looking right now and how you're just getting by from day to day.
It's been 3 years. It's been a long time since I woosa'd and took in that moment. And I'm so glad that I actually woosa'd in that moment, because it's just been go, go, go ever since. And I think with everything that I've done, I've kept true to mental health and who I am, but also broken barriers. I said the mind, if we empower the mind, that's how we change the narratives. I'm like one of the first entrepreneurs in my mom's side of the family, so that's big. And I know Issa Rae says I did that ish myself, but the truth is I had amazing support from incredible women. And I believe in the power of community, and that's how we built Imbe. That's how I wrote my books. You know, we never walk alone, and we never work alone. It takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to empower women and create seats at the table. So that's been my journey, creating seats, changing narratives, but also being part of a village that makes it possible for other women to do the same.
Wow. Well, I don't know if you knew this about Shudufhadzo, but when she speaks, she gets people to have goosebumps in her presence. I was catching up with your chat with Andy as well, and she sit there every couple of seconds, she's like, goosebumps. And I'm like, yes, if you look at my arms right now, the goosebumps are going. The chicken skin is present with us in the room. If you just tuned in, of course, it is the weekend special on Good Hope FM. We have Shudufhadzo Musida that joins us, also known as Shudu, former Miss South Africa from 2020 is when she was crowned. And if we can just touch on that for a moment, because you did mention mental health, and I know you're such a beautiful advocate for it. It is October. We are in Mental Health Awareness Month. 2020 was a tough year. It was difficult for all of us, and you got a victory which felt like a victory for us all, right? We were there going, oh my goodness, we needed a win. We needed something, a light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm really curious about how your position came when you said that mental health is the focus that I'm going to be running with going forward.
You know, just a little story. I hope Tabang's watching. So I was on SAA this morning coming to Cape Town, and he walked up to me. Well, he sat next to me, and he said he works for SAA, and he said, "Thank you for Mindful Mondays." In that moment, in that, like, I was like, I'm so tired, like close to tears. I'm like, I'm so tired. It's been a difficult couple of days. And then this man walks up to me and said, "Thank you for being my hero." I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, during that time, a lot of people lost jobs. A lot of people lost family members. He's like, I was down. You know, I was going through a lot. But as a man, it's very difficult for us to speak about our mental health. But not only for me, but for so many other people. Mindful Mondays was that place for me, and I hope you know that. In that moment, I'm looking at this man calling me his hero, but in that moment, he was mine.
Wow.
Because he made me feel seen, and he affirmed the work that I do. And I say that because when I spoke about the mind when I won Miss South Africa, what took me there was because we tried to focus on the big things, right? But we're forgetting the minds of the people that we want to do the big things for. How many people have big things going, but they're still not okay?
Sure.
You know, when we look at the SDGs, I believe that mental health is the foundation of the Sustainable Development Goals, and that's like high up, but we don't focus on the big thing, which is the mind. We focus on the physical health, but
yes,
the mind is the powerhouse, and I meant that because it's my powerhouse, you know. And to hear someone saying that during that time, Mindful Mondays was my safe space.
Yeah.
And when I was going through a lot, it made me realize that everything is going to be okay.
Sure.
So thank you for that. But for me, it's like, thank you, South Africa, for being part of the conversation, because the reason I still go on with it is because I realized how important it was, not just for me,
Yeah.
you know, because we all go through something. Not just for me, but a reminder that we're all not alone.
Yeah.
And that's where the power of community also comes in.
Absolutely. I mean, you
Yeah.
said it so well. I was also going to conclude and say it is a reminder that we're not alone, right? Because if there is one thing about mental health and struggling and having uphill battles mentally, you feel so isolated. You feel so alone. And during the pandemic in particular, we were physically isolated.
Yeah.
So it was easier to fall down into that downward spiral, right?
And you can only imagine how everything that was happening around us. So there's the isolation.
Yes.
But there's also the uncertainty. But then there's also the grief.
Sure.
You know, there was an air of grief in the
Yeah.
air. And also, like, not knowing what your future looks like. Not earning a salary for God knows
Sure.
how long. Being a breadwinner, but also just being a human being, you know. So there was so much happening that winning Miss South Africa at that time, a lot of people would say to me, you were made for such a time, or for a time such as this. And
Wow.
I wouldn't understand what they meant. But I don't think I could have been Miss South Africa in any other year.
Wow.
It had to be that year. It had to be that time. It wasn't easy, but like, I still have people that are supporting everything that I'm doing now. So
Wow.
I'll forever be grateful for trying to help the global community, but in turn having them as my family now.
Wow. And we are your family, girl. We even got a similar
100%.
hairstyle right now, you know?
You know?
We're twinning. We're looking
yours is
cute.
like,
a little bit further in the journey.
Yeah. Mine is still struggling a bit.
No, I love it. We have Shudufhadzo joining us in studio. More with her when we get back. 4 minutes until 4 o'clock. Ronaldo's got your news on the top of the hour. For now, though, we're going to still have chats with Musida, who joins us in studio, former Miss South Africa, who can also add author as well as entrepreneur onto her list of things that she does. And that she does so well. A swimwear line that we're currently seeing being in stores around the country, and also a children book author. How incredible. Shudu, thank you again for being here. My goodness.
Thank you for
taking out
having
your
me.
time on a Saturday, on a day like this.
Oh my goodness.
Have
But
you seen the beach yet while you're down in Cape Town?
No. But to be honest, like, there's such good energy in the studio, and I'm very happy that I'm getting to spend like my Saturday here.
Oh.
So thank you so much for having me. I'm gonna go to the beach because you can't own swimwear and not go
Imagine.
to the beach.
How else?
Doesn't
It's
make
not like
sense.
it's a winter line. No, it's for the sun. It's for the sand. Beach bums worldwide.
And Cape Town has the best beaches, I have to say.
Oh, can you
The
say that again? You said what?
Cape Town has the best beaches.
We
The
absolutely
water's
do.
just too cold. But anyway, story for
On this
another
side,
day.
on this side. Go to Musenberg, go to Dalebrook. It's a lot better on that side. A quick game of this or that before we hit 4 o'clock. I do have to just get into it because I want to know more about you, Shudufhadzo. So, nickname loved ones call you.
B.
Okay.
And Shushu.
Shushu, I
But
love
there's only one person who calls me Shushu, but the rest of my family calls me Abby.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
just going to stick to Shudu for now because we'll get there eventually. Okay, texting or talking?
Talking.
Talking.
I'm a horrible texter.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good to know. Favorite Disney princess?
Has to be Cinderella.
Oh my
Has to be
goodness.
Cinderella.
The dream.
I used to like watch Cinderella until I was like 17.
Wow.
I love Disney movies.
Yeah, absolutely, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Also, rags to riches. I'm here for a good story.
Yeah.
Best Beyonce song that you get down to?
Yo, that's a hard one. Yo, that's a hard one. Best Beyonce song that I get down to, Get Me Body. Yeah, I like that one.
I love that. We might just squeeze in some Beyonce on the other side of 4 o'clock. Summer or winter? I feel like we know the
Summer.
answer to this. Absolutely. Summer all the way. Malva pudding or milk tart?
Malva pudding.
Oh.
With custard.
Ooh. Warm custard or cold custard?
Cold.
Cold custard?
Like, I like it just in the middle.
In the
when
middle.
When it's too warm, it's just like a really sweet sensation, and I don't like sweets.
But when it's too cold, it's hard.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I'm
it's
saying?
like it needs to just be
Meet you in the middle a little bit. Netflix and chill, or are we bar hopping?
Netflix and chill. I'm a Netflix and chill girl. I'll get you like a nice meal, and we're just sitting there watching K-dramas, Love is Blind, you name it. And then
Girl,
you
you're
look at the
speaking my
time.
language, though.
Yeah.
But wait, Shudufhadzo Musida as a homebody? Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah.
You're a homebody.
I'm
That's
a
good to
homebody.
know.
All my friends know that I hardly go out. If you wanna have me chilling for hours, let's do something like chilled. I prefer like music at the house and like dancing, but like to go out and like
break it down is not.
No, because it gets to a point where I'm like standing in the middle and I'm just like the music sounds like noise.
Yes,
and I'm starting to think about
it becomes too real. I
start to think about every bad life decision I've made, and I'm thinking my bed would be at
no.
time. That's been me.
Don't take Shudu to the club, okay? That's not where she's gonna thrive.
No.
Okay, last one for tonight. The book are taking the field. Do you have a score prediction, or at least do you feel like we've got this in the bag?
We've got this in the bag.
Yeah.
I mean, my captain, Sia Kolisi, but actually the entire team. Everyone has been showing up in like amazing ways. Like one week it's like Libok, the next is like the block that could stop 1,000 ships.
Come on.
I'm just really proud to be South African at this point. Like everywhere we go, there's in that moment when you're watching the rugby game, when we think about the Bokke, we are united. We feel good. We feel like we can do anything.
Sure.
When the Bokke win, we feel like we're on top of the world and anything is possible. So I've been a rugby fan, and I'm hoping that we take it again, so we can have like that moment where we
hand on chest, waving that flag so high, as you have done so proudly. Even though that physical crown's not on your head, you represent us in the best way, Shudufhadzo. Thank you so much for joining us today. If people want to follow you and make sure that they enjoy your journey and get your swimwear, where can they find you online?
So you're gonna find me on Instagram at Musida, but you can also find us on Imbe Swim, which is where the swimwear that's the swimwear page for more updates and follows, or even just go to store, go to Woolworths, and you'll find us there too. On Twitter, it's Abigail Musida, and I'm also a LinkedIn girl now. So Shudufhadzo Musida on LinkedIn.
I love that. She got a professional game on lock. Shudufhadzo, thank you for joining us on the weekend special on Cape Town's Original. We appreciate you, and we hope to see you back again soon.
Thank you so much for having me. This is home now, so please.
Absolutely. You heard it here first. Yes. Shudufhadzo will be back again soon.